Okay, now let's slow it down a bit and let's have some real talk here. My question to you is, what is Air Raider doing when he's reloading these posts, when he's holding nothing in the air? Now, I would like to think, the first thing that comes to my mind is I would like to think that he's holding a pretend baby that he's had with Blanche the Winged Diver, because secretly he's had a crush on her, and he's practicing on how to hold a baby, because he has no idea how to hold a baby. But that's my idea. So, dear Sony, why is the microphone 1053x sensitivity when you're in the share factory? I don't understand this. It's like a glitch or something. Seriously, I have to turn my sensitivity all the way down. I have to put my mic away from my mouth. Anyway. Hello, EDF friends. Welcome back to my challenge run. And we are still on mission 93. I'm going to show you this time how I actually complete it. So this is going to be a love story about the love of a Bobby, the love of a Barga. I wanted to get the Barga to work. Honestly, the reason I chose to go back to the Barga is because I thought that was going to be easier, but it turns out that it wasn't. But anyway, so here this time I have a bulge laser, I have the flame turrets, and I can't read what I have on the second one, and then I have the Barga. So the reason I'm taking the bulge laser for this strategy is because I need something for the pillars, of course, while I'm in the Barga, because I can't kill it with the Barga. So I was just going back and forth as far as what would be good for the pillars, and there's so many problems with what's good on the pillars. I did try the Cannon DZ, I tried the Spritefall, I tried the... Okay, I have defense for Bobby. Okay, because I wanted to try defense with Bobby. That was something I figured might be helpful. The flame turrets, I feel like I'm going to stick with the flame turrets for the ants. I feel like that's the best thing for them. It's just a matter of figuring out what's good for fighting the cosmonauts and what's good for the pillars. And if you ever use a defense on Bobby, it's absolutely amazing. So, of course, it's a difficult start because I don't have... I mean, I had the Spritefall, or the Satellite Blaster, or the Bulge Laser, rather, in this game, to kill some of the cosmonauts and colonists, but, I mean, it's good, but it's not great. Like, you can get away with killing maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3, but then you have to, then you have to reload at 30 seconds. That's kind of the benefit of having, like, a Spritefall or something that reloads quicker, because if you get a kill, you can get it back instantly. But, of course, Spritefall's not good at the beginning here either, so that's always a problem. But the issue is always this phase with the lasers. Like, whenever you get to this phase, it's tough to know what to do. Do you want to go forward and meet them, or do you want to wait and have them come to you, because they're so far away and the buildings are gone by this time that it makes it tough to... So what I was using here with this idea was I would get out of the first Barga and I would leave it up there, because enemies will attack. If you don't know, enemies will attack your vehicle if you get into it once. If you don't get into it ever, they won't view it as a threat. But once you get into it once and get out, it's considered an enemy. So I can always leave it up front and then use it as distraction, and then once they get close, then I can go in and punch. So that kind of worked out good here, but as you'll see, I have to reload the fire turrets for the phase when the pillars come in, so that's very important. So I try and figure out a way to place the turrets at a time when I have an opportunity to. So I try and place it by the spider side, or in the middle is fine too, but I need to place those fire turrets because they'll kill the Barga so fast. And then after that I try and use a weapon to kill the pillars, and Tempest does work to one-shot. I did test it, but it's just a tough time to call that thing in, because you have to, call it in, which takes about, I don't know, 5 or 6 seconds, and then you have to wait about 10 seconds after you call it in, and then you have to aim it at the pillar, which takes another probably 5 or so seconds. So it's a very tough thing to do in the midst of all this chaos. So one thing I did have success with was, if you have the NPCs alive and you're in front of them, they'll kill a lot of these little enemies for you, like as long as you're staying up front. But as you can see, the Bargas are only good against large targets like colonists, cosmonauts. They're good against drones as well. They're not good against they're worst against spiders and ants, of course, because they just kill them so fast. I'm not sure necessarily why, but it just seems like that's the way it is. And so if you have spiders or ants, then just Barga's not really too good there. So I'm gonna try this again. It's always the issue of getting to that third phase and getting a clean third phase where I have vehicles, because I can get about 3 or 4 Bargas through this whole mission. Alright, I'm going to cut forward a little bit here. Now in this part, it's the same setup, same weapons and everything, but here's where I first learned that the NPCs are very valuable. By me taking the wing divers with me, since I'm not punching them because they're too far away, the wing divers are shooting them with their guns, and it allows the enemies, or causes the enemies to attack them rather than me, and of course they're in the defense post, and it makes it so much more survivable for me. So this is where the first time I learned that this is very important to take them with me. And ultimately, I should take more than just the wing divers, but they're such a good distraction that I don't really need to use that one Barga as a distraction. But in this phase, I always get to this point where I punch, the guys are all surrounding me, I can still use the first Barga here, I can still get most, or about half of the kills of the enemies with that first Barga always, and then I go to switch to the other one, and then while they're attacking the other one, I'm attacking with this one. But it always comes down to, of course, the pillar phase. That is the only issue with the Barga strategy. I mean, if you have, of course, a second player, then they would be, taking care of the pillars for you while you're up front distracting. And I would always recommend taking Barga if you're playing with 2 people, because the Barga is just an amazing distraction for these big guys while everyone else is doing the, killing the pillars or killing, stragglers here and there behind you. But definitely, but by yourself, it's very tough. So anyway, I have another third Barga coming in. This is where it always gets difficult. Oh my goodness, don't ever do the combination. Oh, it's so painful. So now I'm trying to get into my other Barga. I have the satellite blaster running on one side, and the thing is, it's going to take, I think it takes 3, which is the problem. Because if it takes 2, maybe I could see it working, but 3, that it's just too long. You don't have enough time. So I always get to this phase where they drop in backups of the cosmonauts, and that's where things just go terribly poor if you don't have one pillar dead at least. So I'm just trying to stay by the fire here, of course, and trying to kill them, trying to let the fire kill the small ants, and then it's actually a pretty long time in between the spawns of the pillars. So as long as you can get the pillar out quickly, it's fine. But that's the thing, like, it's funny that Air Raider, I'm struggling as Air Raider to kill a pillar, whereas, he usually has no problems with this. I still never used the strafe plan again because I just had a bad experience with it a couple times, but I still wonder, because that strafe plan hits those pillars, and my goodness, one punch or one kill of a cosmonaut, I would get that strafe back. So that's just something that may have worked, but I didn't actually try it. So I'm going to change up weapons here. Let's see what I actually changed to. I might try a bunch of different strategies. Alright, now we're going to give Spritefall Power Mode a chance. The Spritefall Power Mode is actually the strongest Spritefall in the game. It's the lower level of the 3, but it just lasts a little bit longer, and it does more damage, more shots. So same thing, I'm going to do the fire turrets, I have the guard posts, and I have the Barga. But the only problem with this, of course, is it's a tough start. Because I don't have power for the NPCs, the NPCs are going to struggle killing enough enemies for me to get the Barga out, and that's because the Barga costs so much money. So with the Spritefall, it is a positive being able to use it on the ant phase, but once again, the ant phase isn't the hugest deal with the fire turrets. But so I'm going to try and wait till they cluster up. I actually got the Spritefall back, which is kind of surprising to me. It's just a matter of getting the right location and them not jumping out, because it's tough to get kills with the Spritefall on these guys. It's more for like big clusters of thick groups of enemies, not these single targets. So now I have to wait for them to kill something, and then see, this is where they start to overrun you. So it's more of like a luck-based thing. I actually use my fire at the beginning because I feel like I need some kind of help for the NPCs, but I just really struggle trying to get this Spritefall to work at the beginning. But I'll fast forward here to when I actually get a successful start, and then we'll see how it works on the pillars. Because if you can get on the pillars, it would be pretty good. It would kill enemies as they're coming out, and it would also attack the pillars. But I'll show you the problem I come into there. Oh, the love of a good Bobby. Okay, Bobby's coming in, and as you can see, the ant phase happens. Usually the ant phase always happens to me before I can get the Barga out, which is just unfortunately the way it is, but it's pretty close. So calling the Spritefall to help out a bit with the fire turrets, try and help out these NPCs, and then we're going to go to the... I can usually almost always successfully get to the pillar phase and get a good try on it. It's just you know, it takes a good 10-15 minutes to get there, unfortunately, to figure out what you're gonna, if it's gonna work or not. So I'm just trying healing these wing divers here, and then I throw my fire turrets back out for that last pillar phase. This always works as well. I always call it in once the laser guys come in. I reload my fire turrets at the right time. I learn the timing and when to do it, and then I just throw them out when the laser guys come out, because I have to wait for them anyway. And then with defense, I just once again go forward, get as many as I can. I mean, sometimes that's luck based too, because sometimes they just will not surround you, whereas other times they want to give you a group hug. So I don't know. I'm not sure why that works, but that's just the way it is. So once again, go forward, get as many as I can clustered up together on me, and the wing divers are kind of distracting as well, and I have defense for them. Go into the second Barga, and then once I get enough kills here, then the pillars are going to come in. And of course, I'm going to Spritefall the left pillar. That's going to be most important, and I'm going to set off my fire turrets as soon as the pillars come out. And that gives me, you know, I don't know, I forgot what it was. I timed it at one time, but like close to 2 minutes, I think, or maybe a little bit over that of fire, constant fire. So very, very powerful. So no big deal here for these phases. You know, Bobby, he just gets a little tickly on the tipsy toes with the fire. He loves it. He kind of laughs sometimes. Okay, so I get a lot of Spritefalls. That's one positive of Spritefall over the satellite, is you're going to constantly get Spritefall shots back, because you kill one enemy, you get it back. But as you can see, the issue with Spritefall is most of those shots, not most of them, but as you can see, yeah, most of those shots are not hitting that pillar. I thought it was a little bit tighter spread, but 70 meters is pretty big. And here's where I die from the fire, I think. I forgot. Oh, I get pushed away. But the Spritefall just is too wide for the pillars, and that was the issue. Like, I cannot kill them fast enough, and so that strategy is not going to work. I don't even think I kill one pillar with more than, I think I used like 3 or 4 Spritefalls, and you know, like right now things are going good. If the pillar was dead, I would feel very promising here, but unfortunately I couldn't kill the pillar in time, and the flames are out, and everything just goes bad from there. So as you can see, 4th Spritefall, still not going to kill it. So Spritefall is out, and the NPCs it's just over at this point. So let's go back to the drawing board here. Alright, the next thing we're going to try is to use the Cannon DZ on the pillar. I mean, I didn't have much hope for this, but I just wanted to at least try it, because it's a lot of damage. But once again, the issue is always, for one, the issue with that is you don't know the angle that it's going to come in at. Sometimes it comes in north, south, west, east. There's really no rhyme or reason as to how it hits. But as you can see, it's wide as the Spritefall. A lot of the shots miss, and it doesn't kill it. So that's not going to work either. It's just, plus it costs way too much to call it back in, so I just give up on that right away. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to the Nyx Grenadier. I just feel like, I mean, my goodness, Bobby, I love you, but this mission is not for him solo. So I just have to go back to that. I was actually thinking I was gonna, like, I wanted so much to come up with a good strategy to get Bobby to work, and I think it's still possible. I just didn't want to spend any more time on it today, or that day I did it. So I think Tempest honestly is the answer, even though it takes a long time. If I could find a way to get that Tempest to work, that would probably be the best, because it does one-shot the pillars. So looking back, I probably would have done that. But Tempest is very bad at the beginning, very, very bad. I mean, it'll kill colonists, but that's it. It won't kill cosmonauts. So I take guard post, power post, and FC guns, which is a strategy I was recommended to by in the comments, and it works very good. I put a power post and a defense post on each of the Nyx, the one on the right side, the middle, and the left side, and that gives them defense and damage for the beginning part, which is very strong. And then once I have a Grenadier, of course, I call it in. I only take the wing divers with me, but I probably should have took more NPCs, honestly. But I mean, it was enough for me. I just don't like damaging the NPCs, but I mean, you can get around it. All right, so now the ants come out. I go forward. That way, they all kind of cluster up to me, and you know, right down the alley, right down the middle. Because if you don't go forward, then sometimes they'll go left and right a little bit to the NPCs on that side. But if you go forward, they all look at you. So I get a lot of Nyx, of course, compared to the other vehicles. And what I do is, instead of putting it on the ground, I put it on his leg, because it's just more effective, because you know it follows with you, and so you set the jump on his leg and then throw it. That's usually the best way I've been doing it. Because if you just go up to his leg and put it down, sometimes it hits the ground, sometimes it hits his leg. It's just very random, at least from my experience. So I just like to jump on his leg, his right leg, because his right leg is actually the one at its back, and then you can put it on his leg and then go forward. So once again, I have to learn when to reload the power posts and defense posts. I usually do it after or during the middle, or once most of the ants are pretty much dead. I'll do it because I need 3 for this phase. So call on his vehicles as soon as I have opportunity to. The wing divers are good distractions, and then they're in my defense, so that helps out. And plus, I can heal them with the items. And then what I do is like this also wasn't easy because you have to learn timings for this strategy, and that was the toughest part. You have to know when to go forward. You have to kind of know how things are going to go. And at this point, I don't 100% remember every detail I learned because this happened about a week ago, I think. But I do remember, like, I had to learn when to throw the second set of fire turrets. I had to learn when to reload my posts, and then once the vehicles come out, I have to have my fire turrets out, and then I have to kill that spider pillar as soon as possible. So I have the fire turret out here, very good. I have, because if I can get power and defense, which I don't have it on this vehicle because I was in a lot of trouble. But you want to have the power and the defense on the Nyx because you can kill it in one set of weapons. Actually, looks like if I have full ammo, I was able to kill it without power. But with power, of course, it's just so much quicker, which is important. So once you kill the spider phase, it feels a lot better. Things feel a lot better. But it's still not over because the ant phase will overrun your NPCs very quickly if you don't kill that pillar fast. So I got lucky there because I didn't jump on his leg, which I should have, but it still stuck to his leg, which was kind of fortunate. So kill this pillar. I'm really freaking out because there's more colonists, cosmonauts coming in. So kill that pillar. Now I'm feeling really good. Actually, the funny thing was, once I switched back to Grenadier, it was the first try, I think. I think this is actually the try I beat it. But it's still, even so, it was kind of dangerous. I'll show you here at the end. These cosmonauts that drop in, they're not safe. They're pretty dangerous. Of course, the mortar frogs are dangerous. I mean, just pretty much any of these things are dangerous. But I have enough vehicles, which works out. And yeah, this pretty much, I wouldn't say this mission took me longer than other missions in the past. It's just, like I said, I'm doing it differently now. I'm showing the process more. Like I said, I don't want to spend, 2 or 3 days, many hours each of those days working on a strategy and then making one video out of it. It's just too much work, and I wasn't enjoying it. So I just want to show the process more instead, and make some more videos out of it because it was just really too much for me. And that's the negative of doing challenges. Like, of all the ideas I could do for a vehicle or for videos, it has to be challenge runs, which of course is not easy to do, the videos, so it just makes it a lot of work. But anyway, so here we go. I needed one more vehicle because I have no more vehicles and I'm in trouble. So I reload my power post and my defense post, and the NPCs did a good job on distracting. So now I'm going to go and get these other guys. Now the problem is there's still 2 laser guys out there. So I was tempted to go forward and just skip these guys on the ground and just say whatever and just go forward and kill the laser guys. But I was like, you know what? That's going to come back and haunt me. So I just better, they're right there. I mean, they're literally right there. Let's just finish them off and then kill the laser guys, because those laser guys are scary, I'm not going to lie. But the positive thing is they usually don't move, and so that way you can get behind buildings and hide a little bit. So now I'm just going to hoppity hop down the bunny trail over to this guy, and I have 11 shots for this dude, and I think I get another vehicle, I don't remember, but he's no problem if I get close. Now I'm going to go over here, I'm going to reload my post just to be safe, because you have to be safe. So I decided to hide behind the building here. Okay, now let's slow it down a bit and let's have some real talk here. My question to you is, what is Air Raider doing when he's reloading these posts, when he's holding nothing in the air? Now I would like to think, the first thing that comes to my mind is I would like to think that he's holding a pretend baby that he's had with Blanche the Wing Diver, because secretly he's had a crush on her, and he's practicing on how to hold a baby, because he has no idea how to hold a baby. But that's my idea. So I mean, I suppose I could be wrong, but I mean, honestly, what else could it be? I mean, it seems pretty obvious. But anyway, so I guess let me know what you think in the comments as far as what he's doing in there. But I don't like to be too proud or anything, but I would like to think that my idea is probably accurate. But who knows? Who knows? Only the developers know. So I'm gonna go over here, hoppity hop. I have enough grenades to finish him off. I mean, I don't have the stampede cannons, but I have enough grenades. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish him off. The grenades are actually pretty strong. They're not bad. It's just the other gun is so much more enjoyable that usually you find yourself using those mainly. But look at that. It just decimates his legs. Oh my goodness. That man was not born with boots, I will tell you that. Alright, and that's it. So that's the mission. So thanks a lot for watching. And we did. I'm pretty happy. So, and we're going to go on to the next mission, of course. So we'll try and figure that one out. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, or I'm not even sure what the mission is, but we shall see. So thanks for watching. And remember, EDF doesn't leave a man behind, ever. Hope to see you next time. And here's the end. I switched to half speed. There we go. Ta-da!